Hello, good morning, and today I'm going to talk to you about the fundamentals of language development and early childhood. We're going to go through auditory development, articulatory development, development of the first words, and grammar development. And my name is Kathy Brackett. It's not going. Okay, so with our auditory development, when the child is 0 to 3 months, they're going to recognize and turn to familiar voices. They're going to startle or jump when they hear a response to sudden loud noises, and they're going to make cooing sounds such as like ah and ooh with our vowel sounds. When we move to 3 to 6 months, the child's going to awaken to sounds or speech. They're going to turn their head towards familiar sounds, and they're going to also make noises like baba and gaga, and they will babble frequently, and this is when the first reciprocal talking begins. Then we go to 6 to 12 months, and they're going to understand the first words such as bye-bye, shoe, bottle, no, and up. They'll respond to their name. They'll enjoy making and hearing sounds produced from rattles and similar toys, and they're going to imitate speech and non-speech sounds with repetition again, like la la la, ga ga ga, ba ba ba, that kind of thing. Then we're going to move to 12 to 18 months, and that's when they begin to say their first words, such as more, milk, kitty, and cracker. They respond to names as favorite toys, and they point to them when they're asked. They will point to their mommy or daddy or sibling when they're named. They can turn their head quickly. When soft sounds are presented on either side, they will turn their head to the sound to the side the sound is coming from. And they can use they're going to have 6 to 10 words in their vocabulary, and they'll also understand things like, hey, let's go outside, or let's change your diaper, do you want a cracker? So then we move from 24 to 3 years, 24 months to 3 years, and they're going to be having 270 words. So look how much that changed in those 3 short words. And by the time 270 words by the time they're 24 months, and 1,000 words before they're 3 years old. They will enjoy a conversation. They'll speak to communicate needs and wants and experiences, and they also will understand what is said to him in conversations. So then we're going to move into what's typical and what isn't in that auditory department. And I'm not going to read all this, but pretty much it boils down to, if you think a lot of children are hard to understand, and you may think that they have a speech problem, but they might not. So what to look for are several developmental milestones, like walking and feeding and that kind of stuff. Now, if those things aren't happening, then you might want to look at the speech too, because they may have a developmental delay, and you might have to take them to a doctor, and early intervention is the key. And when do children develop their articulated speech skills? So they're developed all through from 0 to 5 years old, pretty much. And so they just get used to moving their tongue and their lips and their jaw and their cheeks in a way to put out speech. So if you think about all the little things into making certain noises and certain sounds, it would take a while to learn them. And so you just got to give a child a chance to practice those things. And I'm reading now, it says birth to age 7 or 8 years old. So they're continuing gaining that muscle memory, strength, and coordination for that speech sound. And how can I tell if a child is developing the skills appropriately? And, you shouldn't panic. They always say that. And make sure that, you're utilizing your resources. A lot of times if your child is in preschool, they will get tested. And at that time, they may do a formal speech evaluation. You can always go to a school yourself and ask for a formal evaluation. They would give it to you for free, because you are going to be going in that school, and they do want to give all kids a head start. So this says, can you share some tips for a child who's struggling with articulation skills? So it's a good idea to just watch and know what the specific errors are. Maybe help them are saying if they're not saying the R sounds properly, maybe look up online or again go to that teacher at that school. They'll be able to help you, a speech pathologist, and give you some ideas of how to help the child say things a little bit better so they can be understood better. And so this is about the first words and grammar development. And babies start talking about 9 months. They don't really say their first recognizable word, though, until they're 18 months. So they'll be going baba, da, mama, that kind of thing. So, but when they're like 18 months old is when they really start talking. The best way to get your baby to talk is to just start talking to them. And you got to speak normally. None of that babyish, oh, what are you doing kind of talk. That's not good for him. Because the child is going to repeat everything he hears. Be careful what you say in front of him. Try not to swear or say anything inappropriate. And a child will definitely understand words before he talks. So just because the child is standing around doesn't mean that he can't understand you. So again, be careful. And a good thing to do also is to sing nursery rhymes and repetition. And I'm going to move to a different place now on my website here, because I just thought this was a great web page. So children, so this is grammar, and children start saying their first recognizable words between 9 months and 1 year old. At this stage, children speak in single words, and the words that they learn are predominantly nouns. Then between age 1 and 2, children develop the ability to speak in 2-word sentences, and they do not, and they don't learn to speak properly overnight. And then stage 3 goes from 3 to 2.5 to 2.5 years, and they develop the ability to speak in 3-word sentences. While no children are the same, there's a general progression that you will see. And then 2.5 to 3 years, you're going to see some more sentences, and they're going to go to 3 to 4 years. And then between 3 and 3.5 years, you're going to see a child is going to be 90% of what they say you're going to be able to understand. And then 3.5 to 4.5 years, they'll be able to navigate weird verbs and be able to use those plural noun formation. And then after 4.5 years, the children is going to continue to increase their sentence structure and the vocabulary, and pretty soon they will be speaking just like an adult.